Hello, lovely people. Lila here. And I haven't really been sharing much. I haven't been on YouTube for many reasons that I'm not here to disclose. But today I was called in to really share what is actually going on from a spiritual perspective. For those of you that haven't listened to my channel before, I am both a seer of all things unseen and a healer, and I live in Cape Town, South Africa. I have an online community, my community of the White Rose, for the serious spiritual seekers. The links are below. And then I also have an academy, a school of spiritual alchemy, in which I run programs on spiritual alchemy, the power of spiritual transformation, and all things soul. I received a vision just before COVID in 2019, and I shared that in one of my YouTube videos. It was likened to putting an oxygen mask on when the airplane was going down. Now, obviously, what happened was we were all then asked to put masks on, but it showed me a very real and dramatic shift in the energy, in the currency of life that we were being asked to experience on the planet. Now that was 2018, 2019. So 2017, 18, 19, I was sharing about the energetic changes. A more recent video was about the return of the mother principle. And as a spiritual teacher and leader of a spiritual community, I maybe need to define what the mother principle is. For me, there are aspects, and I'm using metaphoric terms or using imagery or mythologies to explain what it is that I transmit, what it is that my soul is resonant with, what it is that I am aligned to. And that is, there is a divine creator God energy, the womb of darkness from which all emanates. And for me, that is the cosmic water of the Great Mother. Thousands of years ago, humans honored the mother, honored the feminine. And whilst there has been some exposure to the divine feminine in certain spiritual teachings now, it does not align completely to the principle that all life comes from the mother. So after a spiritual sabbatical in 2023, and after a vision in March of 2023, where I was told that the simulation, the existence, the way in which humans have been showing up, the false light, if you like, is over, has collapsed, and the true light is returning, there has been a building of momentum. My teachings are focused on the energetic or spiritual heart. A very popular video, and I'll put the link up there, Crying for No Reason, was one that I was asked to make many years ago now, probably 2017, 2018. And what we are experiencing now is another ramp up of the opening of the energetic heart, because the heart is the all-seeing eye. It is the portal or gateway through which your soul descends. It is opening for those who have been walking the path. And when I say walking the path, I'm talking about those who believe in a divine, wise source of life, call it God. Those who believe in the power of themselves, not in an egotistical way, but they believe themselves to be soul first, as a soul experiencing human life. Those of you that are aligned to that will have had many experiences since around that time that are bringing you closer and closer to a more spiritually embodied human being. In the Gospel of Mary, she talks about becoming human, or the move towards the human, the true human, the beloved human, the true human being who is spiritually embodied. My teachings are based on the embodiment of the soul in order to walk the path on earth as an enlightened being of spirit, one who understands righteous use of energy, right speech, right thought, right action. And a couple of weeks ago, I was shown during a remote healing, of which I've offered thousands of remote healings. And when I say remote, it's distant in that I work through the dimensions of my own soul. I don't need to be present with you. I need your full name and date of birth. And I walk the realms of the dimensions in between spirit and matter. And in one of those remote healings, I was told that the humble are awakening. And in the Bible, there's a verse, the meek shall inherit the earth. I truly believe that now we are at a time where those serious spiritual seekers, those who wish for a new way of humanity to arrive, are being called to step more strongly onto, into, along their spiritual soul-filled path. So the vision I received was that of a flood. Never mind a flood, a deluge, because a vision combined with what I experienced in March was of the whole of the planet being engulfed in blue. And those of you that follow me would have heard me speak about that. With the true light returning, I was also shown the divine mother principle is returning. That mother God, creator God, who has offered us life, not only in the creation of the planet Earth, but in the creation of us as humans. And obviously, I'm just referring to this very simplistically in order to get my message across. However you want to define those new energies, this isn't about the ego and the mind seeking. I don't want you to try and understand which star system you come from, or try and understand all of your past lives, or engage in the mind in identity, because in order to really open to the descent of your soul, your heart needs to be wide open, and your heart will illuminate that which you need to understand through prayer, through meditation, through connecting with nature, however it arrives to you in your dreams. So this flood, this deluge, was shown as the mother waters truly returning, the divine principle of the Garden of Eden, where a human is asked to be guardian of all life. For me, the mother principle is life. It is that life force that animates us and animates all living things on the planet. That is here with us now. And you are being called to move within, because everything comes from within, to allow those cleansing waters to wash over you and to connect into that aspect of you that is the soul, that is your spiritual nature, that is your divine nature. Because the dark times are over, and as much as you see everything in the world that is horrific and terrible, and many are grieving, and I get many comments about people just crying and feeling the grief, we are bearing witness to an old way crumbling. It is the last remnants. And so now walking in the new way, as the new human, as anthropos, human as a living cosmic being, asks of you to build energetic integrity. In other words, examine where you're giving your power away, examine where you're taking power from others, feel into the truths that reside within you, because the heart only awakens when you accept and speak your truth, since the soul only knows truth. As you speak and move into your truth, as you flow with the changes that you're experiencing, as you share with those who may or may not understand you, your heart will begin to open. And what that does is it's like your divine channel that is then ready to receive the higher vibrational frequency of your soul. So the vision of these flood waters coming in was really washing away all that we are not. And those who are shown to me in just the cloak of the ego, since I see it as that, but who have no spiritual connection, literally the cloak fell away and there was nothing left. Because there is nothing there if you're just moving from the ego and the mind. So this changeover from a way of being in the mind and the ego is asking for you to look up to the heavens and to receive the grace of divine life from the Mother God. This principle of the soul for me is feminine. It can also be called Magdala, Mara, Magdalene, Mary. Those are all representatives of the feminine aspect that is the spiritual essence of the soul, which comes into our physical vessel, holds the physical vessel, moves with the energetic bodies around us to create and seed from within the spiritualized human being who is the awakened human being, who understands that every word, every thought, every action carries with it energy. We are beings of energy. We are beings through which spirit moves. And so to really live this guardianship, this reverence for all life, calls you to come back into your own being and to ask yourself, where am I not revering myself? Where am I not honoring my truth? Because the old ways have gone, however you wish to describe it, and your ego and mind might be panicking about it. But all it's asking is to come back to a more pure, simple way of existence, where you are guided by your heart through the mechanism of your soul's wisdom and healing, and where you are aligned along that vertical axis of spirit to the highest form of light and divine wisdom that holds all of life in her arms. So Mother Earth is the material form of Mother God. We are in between heaven and earth, and we are conduits for that life. I have many books now in which I've written my transmissions, and I've shared with those people who are willing to listen. And obviously the clients that have worked with me over many, many years have all understood in some way where they are attached to the human expression and where they're asked to become more soulfully embodied. And it's not about denying our humanity, but it is about returning to a new way of humanity that shines from within and walks a gentle, caring, compassionate path. This is also not about seeking your soul's purpose, because your soul knows exactly what you're being asked to become. So letting go of chasing with the mind, because everyone's chasing. And now with the situation as it is with AI, there is so much false information being shared. The simple truth is that you are a spiritual being. Spirit creates matter. You are asked to deepen your faith, to deepen your trust, and to follow the callings that are coming through perhaps your own visions, your own dreams. And let me just state this, is that this can be an isolating path. You can feel incredibly alone because the world out there does not recognize soul. In fact, few people talk about it. And what is out there spiritually is so far removed from a soulfully embodied human. It's not about material manifestation and wealth. Whilst we all want security, that is not what it's about. If you believe in a God, in a divine wisdom, if you believe in a spiritual aspect of yourself, call it soul, if you are committed to understanding, to becoming that, then I hope you will begin to follow your own truth and your own path. So on this new moon, in the next few months, there are major turning points. You will in your own life hit choice points where you're being asked to make a choice. Choose from your truth. Choose from your heart, because fear is attacking everyone right now. And as humans, once you land, you incarnate onto this planet, there are layers of fear. The human foundation is fear. And so the soul, this golden spiral of spiritual light, needs to be able to move through those underworlds of your own fear and shadows, so it can seed the star of your true essence deep into the foundations of Mother Earth and allow you to rise and blossom through that. So there is much I could share, but I really felt that I wanted to share this today. If it finds you, I hope you found it beneficial. If you wish to hear about more of my work, then there are videos that are classified under Teachings of the White Rose, since the white rose is my spiritual emblem of the ever-unfolding nature of the heart and the embodiment of the soul. You're welcome to join my online community or engage with me in person if you're from Cape Town. Watch this space, because I am building an in-person community, a church, for want of a better word. It will be called Community of the White Rose. It will be guided by my soul and the wisdom I receive from the Mother God, the Mother Principle, and all the beings that wish for us to find ourselves as sovereign, free, soul-filled humans, treating each other with care, respect, dignity, and above all, to hold peace within our hearts. And so I send you blessings from my heart to yours. Know that you are held, know that you are not alone, and know that there is a building spiritual essence of soul-embodied people that are ready to walk the earth. The humble are awakening. Take care and much blessings to you. Bye for now.